In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. My dear students, welcome back to my channel. In this lecture, I am going to discuss the rules how to change reporting or reported speech if it is in question form. So there are some rules, and the first rule is whether or if is used after the introductory verbs whenever the direct question may have yes or no for an answer. And the use of whether is better than if because it implies or not. And second rule, if the direct question begins with question word like when, where, why, who, how, etc., it is repeated in the indirect narration. Okay. And the third rule is if the introductory verb is say, it must be changed according to the sense into ask, inquire, query, demand, want to know, wonder, etc. And the fourth rule is for questions, the word order is the same as for an ordinary direct statement, and as tenses, pronouns, possessives, adjectives, and adverbs of time and place change as they do in the sentence of statements. The fifth point and the fifth rule is the reporting verb say is changed into wonder to express a pure future or a future task. For example, he said, where shall I be in 2005? Indirect speech. He wondered where he would be in 2005. He said, will you listen to me? He asked me whether I would listen to him. She said, are you going to Lahore today? She asked me whether I was going to Lahore that day. He said, do you agree with me? He asked me whether I agreed with him. He said to me, what are you looking for? He asked me what I was looking for. She said, where do you live? She inquired of them where they lived. He said, how many chapters have you done already? He inquired of him how many chapters he had done by that time. And the exercise is given here. She said, is this your book? She asked whether that was my book. He said, do you have any share in this firm? He asked whether I had any share in that firm. This is changed into that. They said, have you ever visited Murray Hills? They asked whether I had visited Murray Hills. He said, aren't you ashamed of yourself? He asked whether I was not ashamed of myself. The teacher said, did you do your home task yesterday? The teacher asked whether I had done my home task the day before. The mother said, didn't I ask you not to go there? The mother asked whether she had not asked me not to go there. Roshana said, will you stop interfering in my work? Roshana asked whether I would stop interfering in her work. The mother said, shall we invite the Qurayshis also? The mother asked whether they should invite the Qurayshis also. Adnan said, had you left Karachi before writing this letter? Adnan asked whether I had left Karachi before writing that letter. The judge said, have you anything more to say? The judge asked whether I had anything more to say. He said, what do you want me to do? He asked what I wanted him to do. The mother said, how did you feel in your examination? The mother asked how I had failed in my examination. Raza said, where are you going? Raza asked where I was going. The teacher said, whose book is this? The teacher asked whose book it was. The teacher said, who is author of this book? The teacher asked who the author of that book was. The stranger said, which is the way to the Shalimar Garden? The stranger asked which was the way to the Shalimar Garden. The manager said, how do you propose to solve this problem? The manager asked how I proposed to solve that problem. The boy said, "What do you want me to do?" The boy asked what I wanted him to do. The pupil said, "Where have I erred?" Assuming least is a mistake for erred. The pupil asked where he had erred. The teacher said, "Who is next on the list?" The teacher asked who was on the list. The imperative mood in direct speech is changed into indirect speech into the infinitive. The verb say is changed into some other verb appropriate in the context, such as tell, ask, request, order, advise, command, etc. A negative imperative is reported by means of a negative infinitive. For example, the referee said, "Quiet, please." The referee requested the spectators to be quiet. The teacher said, "Do not make a noise." The teacher asked the students not to make noise. She said to me, "Tell the truth." She advised me to tell the truth. She said to me, "Please lend me your camera for a day." She requested me to lend her my camera for a day. Roshana said, "Let us finish our work first." Roshana proposed that they should finish their work first. He said to his sister, "Please say something." He requested his sister to say something. She said to her friends, "Please have dinner with me tomorrow at night." She invited her friends to have dinner with her the next day at 8. Tomorrow is changed into next day. The judge said, "Call the next witness." The judge ordered them to call the next witness. Farhan said to his uncle, "Please help me in getting some job." Farhan requested his uncle to help him in getting some job. The doctor said to the patient, "Take complete rest and follow my directions." The doctor advised the patient to take complete rest and follow his directions. The teacher said to the pupil, "Read the paragraph, explain it in simple English." The teacher instructed the pupil to read the paragraph and explain it in simple English. The mother said to her daughter, "Please tidy up your room." The mother requested her daughter to tidy her room. You can also say here the mother ordered her daughter to tidy her room. She said to me, "Do not waste your time in idle tasks." She advised me not to waste my time in idle tasks. The father said to his son, "Get up early in the morning and go for a walk." The father advised his son to get up early in the morning and go for a walk. Afsha said, "Let us go for a picnic on Friday." Afsha suggested that they should go for a picnic on Friday. He said to his friend, "Please lend me your bike for a day." He requested his friend to lend him his bike for a day. He said to her, "Please fetch me a glass of water." He requested her to fetch him a glass of water. The master said to the servant, "Go and fetch me a glass of milk." The master ordered the servant to go and fetch him a glass of milk. The father said to his son, "Do not leave this room without my permission." The father ordered his son not to leave the room without his permission. She said to them, "Let us not deceive ourselves." She suggested that they should not deceive themselves. Exclamatory sentences. So, rules of exclamatory sentences are here. Exclamatory sentences in direct speech can be changed into indirect speech as though they were ordinary assertive sentences. The introductory verb is changed according to the sense into wish, bless, pray, cry, exclaim, or some other similar verbs. And third rule is interjections such as alas, hooray, ho, oh, bravo, etc. are dropped. For example, he said, "Hooray, we have won the match." He exclaimed with joy that they had won the match. He said, "Alas, I am ruined." He exclaimed sadly, or he exclaimed with sorrow that he was ruined. He said, "May Allah help me do my duty." He prayed that Allah might help him do his duty. Exercise. He said to her father, "May you live long." He prayed for her father that he might live long. She said, "May you prosper." She wished that I or you might prosper. Yes, use you or he dependent on context. Mother said to her daughter, "May Allah bless you with a son." The mother prayed for her daughter that Allah might bless her with a son. She said, "Would that my father were alive." She wished that her father were alive. The mother said to her son, "May you return successful." The mother wished or prayed that her son might return successful. She said, "What a beautiful piece of art." She exclaimed that it was a beautiful piece of art. She said, "How well she sings." She exclaimed that she sang very well. He said, "Alas, we cannot defeat our enemies." He exclaimed with sorrow that they could not defeat their enemies. She said, "What a pity you missed that function." She exclaimed with regret that it was a pity that you have missed that function. He said, "Hooray, I have won the medal." He exclaimed with joy that he had won the medal. Reporting verb in present indefinite, present perfect, future indefinite. If the reporting verb is in present tense or present perfect tense or future indefinite tense, the reported speech remains the same. However, the pronouns change as usual. She says, "I hope I'm not late." She says that she hopes she is not late because the reporting speech, that is, she says, is in present form. He says, "I want to speak to you." He says that he wants to speak to him. You have said they are waiting outside. You have said that they are waiting outside. You will say she is cranky. You will say that she is cranky. Exercise. They say we have done our duty. They say that they have done their duty. She says we have shifted to another house. She says that they have shifted to another house. The teacher will say, "You have done your work very well." The teacher will say that we or you have done our or your work very well. Choose pronouns according to the context. He says, "She has written me a very encouraging letter." She says that she has written him a very encouraging letter. She says, "We love and respect our neighbors very much." She says that they love their neighbors very much. She has said she is ready to accompany us to Karachi. She has said that she is ready to accompany them to Karachi. He says, "I have not heard the latest news about her." He says that he has not heard the latest news about her. The doctor says the patient is still in the state of coma. The doctor says that the patient is still in the state of coma. The teacher says she has always been a good student. The teacher says that she has always been a good student. She will say, "He did not come up to my expectations." She will say that he did not come up with her expectations. He said to his friend, "Will you accompany me to the market?" "No, I cannot accompany you, as I am expecting some guests today," replied his friend. The answer is given here. You can have a look. He asked his friend whether he would accompany him to the market. His friend replied in the negative, saying that he could not accompany him as he was expecting some guests that day. The teacher said to Said, "Why have you come late to school?" "Sir," replied Said, "my mother is ailing and there is no one to look after her. I promise to come on time when she gets well." And the indirect speech is, The teacher asked Said why he had come late to school. Said replied respectfully that his mother was ailing and there was no one to look after her. He promised to come on time when she got well. And the third one is the tourist said to the stranger, "Can you tell me which is the best hotel here with modern amenities?" "I'm sorry," replied the stranger. "I have no idea. I'm also new to this place." The tourist asked the stranger if he could tell him which was the best hotel there with modern amenities. The stranger answered apologetically that he had no idea as he himself was also new to that place. So the answer keys of every sentence is given here. You can check your answers. Thanks for watching this lecture. If you find this lecture helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment in the comment box.